At least 3 protesters have been killed and more than 1,500 have been injured in clashes between protesters and pro-government vigilantes in Tahrir Square on Wednesday. Protesters blame the police for the violent crackdown. They say they have obtained police IDs from some of the pro-government protesters. Main opposition figures have called for another mass rally on Friday. They say Friday could be President Hosni Mubarak's day of departure. Well, for more on that story, we're now joined by Nihad Awad, who is the Executive Director of the Council on American-Islamic Relations, who joins us via satellite from Washington. Mr. Awad, thank you for joining our broadcast. Now, your organization recently put out an action alert for people to appeal to their elected representatives to ask that they support freedom, democracy, and the rule of law in Egypt and throughout the Middle East. Are you confident that this will make a difference?
Of course it does. We're just adding our voice to the voices of so many people in the United States, around the world, but more so the voices of people in Egypt who have been calling for a possible peaceful change, and that aspiration is well respected, and we just feel that it is our moral duty as a human and civil rights organization in the United States to add our voice and do anything and everything we can do in our power to show them that we are on their side, and not only us far away, but people all over the world. The Egyptian people have been a source of inspiration to so many people all over, especially here in the United States. People have been very impressed by the peaceful nature, the stability, the determination, the diversity of sectors of Egyptian society who have been demonstrating in the streets, asking and calling for change.
Sir, CAIR has also discussed the need for governmental reforms in places like Egypt. Now, till this revolution had begun, the U.S. had not in any significant way, anyhow, asked for such changes. Why did the U.S. choose to stand by Mubarak, the dictator, throughout these years?
Well, it is very important to observe and note how the U.S. government official position has evolved and changed since last Tuesday until today. Despite the fact that Vice President Joseph Biden, when he was asked if he will consider President Hosni Mubarak as a dictator, and he said no to the position of Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who was very firm in supporting the Egyptian call for freedom and reform, to the position that President Obama has said repeatedly when he spoke to President Mubarak, that he should reflect the wishes and will of his people, and that change should take immediate, should take place immediately, and the transfer of power should be orderly and should be soon. So all objective people notice that the U.S. administration's official position on the issue of Egypt over 1 week time has changed drastically and dramatically for 30 years policy of supporting the regime in Egypt with military aid, and without having decided to go publicly and criticize President Mubarak over the practices that he has been inflicting on his people and depriving them from their constitutional rights and the rights to freedom and expressing themselves even in the streets.
Right now, one of your chapter's executive directors, I believe it is your Chicago chapter, is on the ground in Egypt right now. What has he been saying about the now escalating violence in that country, as well as any chances for a peaceful solution?
Well, he happens to visit his family in Egypt when all this thing unfolded before his eyes, and he decided just to be there to witness a historic transformation and change in the psyche, attitude, and expression among the Egyptian people towards their aspiration to freedom and democracy. So he decided to be there, and he's active. He's giving an American-Egyptian perspective. I happened to speak to him today. He's safe, but he's stunned by the nature, the peaceful nature of the Egyptian people, that even when they were in the Tahrir Square, they not only kept it orderly, they kept it clean. They were taking care of each other. And suddenly, they saw pro-government demonstrators and instigators committing violence, using machete, and just trying to disrupt the whole expression of its peaceful nature, to the point that there have been so many injured people, over 600, according to some reports, even more than that, and 3 people died. It is very, very sad turn of events, and he's just part of them, and he decided not to leave the country. He decided to stay there to witness this historic change.
All right, we will have to leave it there for now. That was Nihad Awad, Executive Director of the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Mr. Awad, we appreciate your taking your time out to speak to us here at Press TV.